How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry that I'm a little late, but I'm wondering, am I late because we're on at 11:17, which sounds late, except that this is episode 343. So I think that we have an 11:17 that includes a 117, and this is episode 343. So I think actually maybe we started at exactly the right time. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What we're working on tonight is the pinball machine, the ROKR 3D. It's called ROKR 3D Pinball. I don't know who is buying a wooden model and expecting it to be 2D pinball, but that's the name of it. It says it on the box. ROKR 3D Pinball. Yeah, it's right there on the box. There it is. And there's the box, which is off camera. It's got a lot of the stuff we're going to need to build this. So we're up to day 6. We're on page 12. I think we need to pick up the pace. There was one day where we didn't know how the double-sided tape goes. There was another day we couldn't figure out how to get the electronics threaded. We need a day where we know everything what we're doing and we move quicker because we need to get further along, or this is at this pace we're probably going to go 20 days. I would like to pick up the pace. I'm going to try. I can't guarantee that will happen, but we're going to try. All right, so I think we actually finished page 12. Yeah, there's page 12. And yeah, we put those tabs in, so we're actually on page 13 now. So here's page 13. You can see the other pages. I scanned it myself. Very conveniently, they've got all the pieces we need here. That's a lot of pieces, actually. A13 times 4, G7 times 2, H7 times 2, H10 times 2, H15 times 2, H18 times 2, and H11 times 2. So what are we looking at? About 16 pieces there? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, 16 pieces. Wow. All right, so 136, I guess. I guess we're going to be up to piece 136 when we finish this page. So in order to finish the page, we got to start the page. I'll tell you what, I see there's two. Oh, wait a second. What am I talking about? I-11? Are these I-11s? They look like them. They look like, I think those are I-11s, these two pieces. Yeah, I think they are, because we threw out the I sheet yesterday. So good thing I remembered what these pieces look like, because we no longer have the I sheet. So that's I-11. That's actually the last pieces we need. And then we need 4 pieces, 2 each from the H sheet. G7 times 2 from the G sheet, and then the A sheet. As I recall, the A sheet is this quarter size sheet. So we need A13 times 4. Where's A13? What is that piece? Oh, here, that's an interesting piece. I don't know what that's going to be, but there it is. What does that look like? Looks like one of those batteries they found in the Egyptian. Oh, wait, did they find batteries in the pyramids, or did they see carvings of like batteries? I think they found some batteries, but they were like little like picture sized batteries that they're not even sure were batteries. But then there was like drawings on the wall of these like huge batteries, or that's what people couldn't, they couldn't figure out a better idea what they were. They basically look like these things. Let me show you. Yesterday we didn't use this as a close-up cam, but I think I'm going to go back to using it as a close-up cam, although honestly it's doing a terrible job right now. I wanted to show you this battery, and it's all washed out. Why is it all washed out? So if I put it too close, it washes out. If I put it back here, it looks pretty good. I don't think that's the color of my hands. So this camera 4 is definitely doing things like, it's like receiving too much light. Like that's the actual color of my hand. So I don't know. We got to work on camera 4. All right. So there's the 4 A13 pieces. And now we need G7 and then a bunch of pieces from H. I'm pretty sure H is in the box. And I think G is in the box too, but I'll just quickly flip through these sheets. E, C, B, and D. All right. So nothing past, what did I say? E? Yeah, nothing past E here. So A through E are here in the half sheets. So we need G and we need H. This is F. This is G. Oh man, I keep breaking the pieces off of G. I don't know, they're like too big and break too easy. All right, so what was the piece we need? G7 times 2. G7 is another interesting piece. I like where this is going so far. It's looking like something nice happening. All right, we still need the H sheet. Where is the H sheet? I got it. This is it. This is H. Oh my goodness. I just knocked down the whole thing. Let me just put that to the side before I knock it down again. All right, we need a lot of stuff from H. Seven, 10, 15, and 18. I see the 10s. There are these H pieces with H's on them. Those are H10. All right, H10. I11. It's tough to keep this straight. A lot going on here. H18 is a funny little piece. Kind of looks like an old school magic wand. What is it? There was some Disney movie where the magic wand looked like this. Some fairy godmother or some just fairy or something like that. I think had these things. Right? Does that look familiar? H18. We still need H10. No, H7, 10, and 15. 15, also another interesting piece. This one looks like binoculars. You tell me, am I crazy or does that look like binoculars? That piece looks exactly like binoculars. I mean, there's no even like contest. Like, what does that piece look like? It looks like binoculars. There's nothing even to discuss here. All right, so that was H15. We still need H7 and H10. H7 are just circles. Anyone see H10 on this board? Because I haven't. I also don't know what I did with the sandpaper. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I do with it. But I should find some sandpaper. I should always keep a backup. You know, I do. I do keep a backup. So I just noticed a lot of these pieces were like coming off not so clean. It's actually not the best sandpaper, but at least it's sandpaper. Because when you see circles, they often are expected to turn. And if they're splinters, they're not going to turn. So like circles, it's a good idea to both sand and wax them anytime you get circles. So I did have some spare sandpaper. I'm glad I saved that. All right, we still need H7. There's H8 and there's H9. So you'd think H7 would be nearby, but I don't see it. I have pieces that I knocked out previously on accident. So I feel like I need to check those pieces. Let's try to get a look from the instructions as to what H7 looks like. That might help us find it. H7 is a circle, which means that we already have it. It's right here. No, that's G7. That's G7. Do we even need H7? Where'd I get this from? Yeah, we need G7 and H7. All right, H7's also a circle. So this is G7. This is H7. So what are we missing? If we have H7, what are we missing? Maybe we got everything. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. We got everything. All right, so let's just recap here. I don't know what I was looking for pieces I already had. All right, 4 A13s, 2 G7s, 2 H7s, 2 H10s, 2 H15, 2 H18s, 2 I11s. Yeah, we already have all 16 pieces. I was looking for pieces I already had, which I probably would have never found them. So it's very common to mess up on the first piece of the night, but that was a mess up in terms of counting pieces. I don't know if we're going to have a more significant mess up before we get through the first instruction of the night. Let's find out. Let's see what we got to do here. It looks kind of complex, I'll tell you that. What is going on here? It looks like we're stacking pieces on top of the existing structure, but we're also kind of putting pieces together first. So here's H10 and here's A13. And apparently we're supposed to stick the A13s into the H10s before they get slapped onto the other pieces. There we go. You know, I watched the news today so I would know what's going on. And I remember when I was watching it, I was thinking like, oh yeah, that I heard of that before. I'm going to talk about that on the show tonight, but I don't remember what it was. So I could look up the news. Maybe I should. You know, I got this deck of questions. I got to remember to leave that within reach because I put it like off the desk. I don't know why I did. I mean, I could get up and get it in 30 seconds. Yeah, let me do that. So we have something to talk about while I'm putting this puzzle together. All right, I'll be back in a second. It's called Firsts. The box is called Firsts. I had another one called Random Knowledge, but I think I already made it all the way through that one. So let's see here. Who was the first person to win 8 medals in a single Olympic event? I don't think they mean a single Olympic event. I think they mean a single Olympics. Because a single Olympic event, that would be like, you know, how Al Order won the discus 4 times, or Carl Lewis won the long jump 4 times. There's a guy who won 5. I don't know if it's like in rowing or something like that. And it's entirely possible that they do mean one person winning one event 8 times. I don't know what that could possibly be. But I think what they mean is, you know what? I'm not sure. Because I know someone who won 8 gold medals at a single Olympics. And that's obviously Michael Phelps in swimming. But they're saying 8 medals in a single event. And that could be something like someone won 8 medals in a single sport, like gymnastics. Like maybe they won 8 gymnastics medals over 3 Olympics or something like that. In which case, I don't know what the answer is. I'm going to guess some like Nadia Comaneci or some Russian teenager. But what I'm really going to guess is that they're looking for Michael Phelps. Yeah. Michael Phelps won 6 gold and 2 bronze medals for swimming in the 2004 Olympics. He matched his record in 2008 with another 8 medals. This time they were all gold. Okay, so that's it. So now while we're doing this puzzle, we can talk about the Olympics. I probably should have done the speaking part while I was building the puzzle and then flipped over the answer at the end. That's what I used to do. I guess my timing was a little off. Instead, I wasn't building and we got nothing out of that. But I'll find something because that was a good question. Olympics, definitely. I can talk about the Olympics. But for now, let's see what happens on the instructions. So looks like, all right, we got to take this full like thing, and what's going to go on is the I-11s and the H-10s. So there's the I-11s. The H-10, I just dropped one of them on the floor. Let me go get the H-10. Anyway, they're going to go like here and here. Wow. That H-10 really went far. I gotta crawl. It's gonna take me a minute. Unbelievable. I'll be back. Alright. That thing went way further than it should have, which is not a big deal. I mean, if I would get up and walk around, but it slid under the desk and then under the bed, and I had to like crawl underneath. It's kind of annoying. Alright, so these pieces are symmetric, so we don't have to worry too much. Like, if it's like front and back, like the side that says circus or the side that has the stage. So they go on the 2 ends. There's little receivers there, so I assume that's where theirs are going. Let's see. Let's put one on. Okay. I think that fits. You know, the Olympics used to be amateur athletes. And then they were like amateur athletes, but they could get like shoe contracts. And now they're just professional athletes. So that's why you see like NBA players in basketball and NHL players in hockey and these gymnastics and track and swimming athletes. I mean, if they can get sponsorship, they do. They don't always. Some of the athletes, the sponsorship really just covers doing the sport. Like it covers the cost of doing the sport, like the travel and the equipment and the entry fees and stuff, but it doesn't actually pay anything. For some of them. For some of them, you know, I mean, Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps, I'm sure make tens of millions of dollars and probably more than that. That's probably a low number. But, you know, the average person who's going to show up at the Olympics, maybe not make the team and is going to come in like 8th or 10th or something like that. They're not really making that much. All right, so I got the H's on, but we also need this piece that's known as I11. And there's 4, like, you can see it there. There's 4 like little posts. I don't know what's the best angle to get that from. From here, yeah, there you go. There's the 4 little posts. So this is going to go on, and it's going to catch all 4 posts. That's the idea. Do we push it all the way down? Let's take a look here. Complete as shown. No, it doesn't look like it goes all the way down. Looks like it goes down like a little bit. Comes through a little bit and then it stops. You can see on this side where it's not like fully built. Obviously it's going to stop when it hits that. I know it's tough to get this on camera. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. It's a little bit of an awkward puzzle to keep on camera. We always have, you know, this camera, and then you definitely can see this piece, but you're looking from like 800 miles away, and like somehow it's still often, now it gets blocked like by the cameras. All right, so you put this on kind of like sideways, slide it on, and then there's 4 pins, 4 holes, and you just push it till it doesn't go anymore. That's the idea. That's all we're doing here. So that's done. All right, what's next? Ooh, is it the magic wands? Okay, 1 is done. Yeah, it's the magic wands. So it's going to be H18. It's like a stack here. H18, H7, G7, H15, and they don't say it, but I'll say it for them, times 2. Because you got to put 1 on each side. And what does the connection look like? Oh, it's easy. It's this thing on top. No, this thing on. Oh my goodness, my word. It's this thing on top. That's where it's going. This slot on top. I know it's obvious. Let me do it like this. It's probably the best way I can show it to you. On top there. That's where it's going. But first we got to build it. So we're going to create. There we go. That's the times 2 sets. So the pattern is this. By this and this, I mean H18, H7, G7, and H5. That's how they get put together. So let's do it. Let's do one of these. And then you know what? Let's do the other one too while we're here. Might as well, right? Why is this a plus sign? Oh, okay. Because you got to put it on here first. Put it on the binoculars first. And then that will leave space for this. Still doesn't seem like it needs to be... Oh, it's this. It's when it goes on the... I think you next put it on top there. Is that going to work? Let's try that. And then, right. Yeah, that's it. You put that on top. Didn't really grab very well. Did I do it upside down? I think I did it right. It's not... It pushed this piece off. Alright, let's just put it back on, I guess. Alright, there we go. I don't know why I pushed it off. And now this should be a snug fit. For the little... Come on, get in there. I mean, I don't think it's supposed to be loose like that. I think it's supposed to be snug. Well, you know what? I can make the circle snug, and the star will stick out top a little bit. Yeah, okay, I think that's good, right? Yeah, that looks good. I think that looks good. So, I would say just stack everything from the bottom. This next one, I'm just going to stack everything from the bottom. Let's see how that goes. So, the binoculars. Make sure that's on good. And then the plus sign. Let's get that on. And then the circle, we'll put it just slightly onto this thing, just enough to get it started, and then we'll push it in as far as it'll go. So that way the circles stay together. Yeah. Yeah, I think that worked. There it is. Kind of messed that up, but you can see those two stars at the top. Okay, it took us 26 minutes to get through that page. Not awesome, but at least we got through it. All right, so that's it. We're moving on to page 14 now. All right, page 14. Is this page 14? It is page 14. There, we're going to add 10, really 12 pieces, because there's that P55 and 56 at the bottom. I don't know what those are, but they're mentioned. So G1, G10, G14 times 6, K3, K10, P55, and P56. It says P56 cut into 10 pieces as shown. P56 might be this tape, this double-sided tape, which we've used before. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go to the instructions here. Not the instructions, at the end of the book, oh my goodness, at the end of this PDF, I scanned they had these 2 pages that explained, here it is. What are these 2 pages called? Anyway, they tell you what everything is. So, P55, wow. P55 is a red curtain, and P56 is the tape. All right, so P56 is the tape, and P55 is the red curtain. Wow, I thought it would take longer to get to this. All right, so that's cool. Do I count it as 1 sheet or 2 if I cut it into 10 pieces? I assume it's the P55 that's getting cut. So, So this is P54. It's like, I don't know. Almost, it looks like a circus tent. Maybe that's what it's going to be. But then P55 is this longer piece. So there's 3 pieces in here. Red curtain A, and then 2 red curtain Bs. How many did they say? I think they said just 1, right? So just 1. All right, what page were we on? We have to go back to that page. We were on page 14. Sorry, I hope nobody was seizure prone. I just flipped those pages really quickly. But yeah, so P56 is the double-sided tape. That's what's going to get cut. And it's going to get cut just so we can put this on. The red tape. Or red curtain, did they call it? Whatever it is. Alright, so we didn't even finish counting how many pieces we're looking at here. I believe it's 12 pieces. 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, so that's going to bring us to 148 of our supposedly 482 pieces. I think it's going to be more, but they say 482. It's definitely going to be more than 12 hours. I'll tell you that right now. There's no way this is getting done in 12 hours. All right, so where's the first step? Well, the first step is collecting the pieces. So G1, G10, G14 times 6, K3, K10. So 55 and 56. There's 55, there's 56. We got those. So we got to get the G board and the K board. That's what we need next. Which are down here probably. Alright. What board is this? Well, it must be written on the other side. Yeah, that's the F board. Side I was looking at didn't have any markings. Wow, G. Okay, what do we need from G? G10. Oh, G10. Look at this. We're going to do a sidewall. All right, G1. And then G14 times 6. All right, we're only doing one wall for now. So G14 is these like, they almost look like crosses. Almost. They're a little skinnier. We need 6 of those. And then we need G1, which I don't know. Yeah, G1 is kind of a big piece. Be careful. Try to get it out without breaking it. All right, there's G14. Now we need G. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna put a post-it on the screen that says like back in 5. Sorry about that. All right, back in 5. Sorry about that, but I will be back in 5. And I'm gonna okay. Krakatoa, am I right? Sorry about that. It's well, I'm back. I see the audience didn't wait the 5 minutes, but that's fine. Anyway, I'm back. Let me just test that the microphone's working. Alright, seems to be working. So I saw this new trend. I guess TikTok now has live streaming, which TikTok is like insane anyway. I've, or so I've heard. I actually haven't been much on it, but maybe it's not even TikTok. But anyway, these people are like standing in front of the screen or sitting in front of the screen, and other people type stuff in the chat, like it's a super chat or something, so they get money for it. And then the person like acts it out like they're a video game character. It's kind of freaky. And it's every time something like this happens, there's always people going like, oh, I made like millions or something like that. But you're always too late. Like I don't know how they know that that's going to be the thing. It's almost like insider trading. Remember, people used to get arrested for having like inside information on like trading stocks. Nowadays, I think there's insider information on like trending social media stuff. It's like somehow it's like pre-prepared, hits the ground running, and the insiders make a lot of money and nobody else makes anything. I'm telling you, it's like, where did this trend come from? Anyway, and I don't even understand how they are making money. Like, they're making, like, someone's paying them to act like a robot. I wish I had the video clip to show you. I should have prepared it if I'm going to talk about this, but it's pretty crazy. Maybe I'll run a search NPC TikTok and you'll see it. Anyway, there's G1, there's G10, there's 6 G14. So now we need the K board. I'm going to run the search, like I said. Let's see if we can get the TikTok NPC stream. They have a vertical stream. What I'm using now is a YOLO box, and they have a version that's... Yeah, this is it. This is with the results that came back. This is exactly it. I'm going to see if I can get the sound to play on this, because it's pretty wild when you see it. What am I doing here? HDMI 2, I think, right? Let me play one of these. Oh, it didn't play.
Yes, gang gang, gang gang. Thank you, Louise. Gang gang, gang gang. Thank you, Louise. Gang gang, gang. Hey, what is wrong with you? Don't what's up?
Oh, so that
Really?
So she broke character there. So that actually wasn't a perfect example, but you kind of got the idea. Let's see if we can get one where they don't break the character, and then you'll get a good idea of what's going on. I don't know. They're flipping through them. We want to see like a single one. What's going on with this one? I don't know. They're like backwards in this one. I think this is a different meme. All right, I'm just going to click off this one. Anyway, the first one was it until she broke character. All right, I'm going to take that off the screen completely. I'm going to go back to the instructions. So you now have seen what this NPC meme is. Not the original NPC meme, which was like just like sort of like a regular picture only meme, and they would like make fun of people like there would be like a sheep wearing a blue hat with 7 booster shots sticking out of them and a Ukraine t-shirt and something like that. And that would be like an NPC. It just does like whatever the TV tells them. That may not even be the best example of an NPC. It's someone who just, like, you ever see those like protest people who they repeat those lines about, down with this and up with that, and then you interview them and they don't know anything about the issue that they're protesting. They just, I don't know, they just were there to show up and make poses and make faces and hold signs and say words, but they actually have no idea how it's all connected. But they're there, so they got the label NPC because that's what NPCs do in games. They just kind of repeat all this stuff that, means something to you as the gamer, but to the NPC themselves, they have like no idea what they're even saying. All right, so we didn't get the K sheet yet, so we need the K sheet. We have these huge pieces. I don't know what to do with them. This one doesn't even say what piece it is. All right, H, L, HIJKL. We should have seen K already, right? This thing's about to fall because it's getting heavy. I'm like flipping these heavy sheets over onto this thin cardboard. If I keep doing it, you're going to hear them all crash down. This is the J sheet. What? How did we not pass the K sheet? All right, this is J. Well, that's it. The crash happened. All the pieces crashed on the floor. All right, so that happened. Can we make this camera any better? Is that better or worse? 1 or 2? All right. I dropped all the pieces on the floor. And I think I figured out why we didn't see the K sheet. There's a bunch of bags underneath the boards, and I think it's in one of the bags. But I'm going to flip through these boards one more time just to see if we missed it. Wow, the pieces are just falling out. So this board says P on it. The boards are all falling apart. This is the K board. What? This is the K board. Weren't we looking for K? K3 and K10. All right. This board is the K board. It's too bad they're not looking for K1. All right, what piece is this? Doesn't say. Why does this say P here and S here, but then there's K here? K3? Oh, this is K3. This piece is K3. Look at the size of this piece. Alright, we're almost there. Now we just need K10. This is K11. This is K10. Only one K10? Because there's 4 of them here. But I guess they only need 1. Wow. Well, that was much more dramatic than it needed to be. Alright, so look at the size of this piece. This is K3. We're about to work with K3. So let's make some space here. Things are about to get exciting. Look at the size of these pieces. I mean, these ones are small. But, and this one we have to cut 10 times. And this one's basically going to become a sticker because this is double-sided tape. But something's happening. This thing is about to get a lot bigger. This model that we're building. Alright, so let's get this facing the right way. This is the way they have it in the book. So this is the way we're going to work with it. Alright. So remove the plastic, cut into 10 pieces. This is the thing. 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 18 potential pieces there. I'm not sure why they're saying 10. Let's take a look. All right, so the way they're doing it is 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not sure I'm exactly getting that right. I think the real point of this is just 10 pieces. I'm not sure they have to be perfect. Let's get the ends and the long pieces. How much of that? 2, 4, 6, 8. I would get 11. If I do my system, it would be 11 pieces. Let's just do that. I think they skipped this one. So the 10, they skipped this one. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's their system. Let's do their system. I don't know why they skipped this middle one, but they do. And then we're gonna glue this. Well, see, we got to be careful. I think that was not correct. Good thing the tape wasn't there yet. So that's how it's gonna glue on. All right, so we need to start cutting up this tape. I have one that I already started with. So let's work with this one. Ten pieces of tape. So those NPCs, it's kind of wild. On the one hand, it could be like programming someone, like almost like mind control, like they're responding to this input and you're like training them like Pavlov's dog. Like Pavlov would ring a bell and his dogs would like start salivating because they associated with food. Now these NPCs, they're like doing whatever the people tell them because they're gonna get money. But like, how many times are they gonna do the same thing? And can they shut it off whenever they want? Or even if they can shut it off, maybe that's even better because maybe some, politician's going to come along like 20 years later after nobody remembers this NPC craze, but he's regardless going to exploit that track that was laid down in the people's minds, because it's not just the people making the money, it's the people watching it and everybody else. They're all getting like this nonsense program because you saw that thing. I mean, it was nonsense. But that nonsense is getting like deep in people's brain and associated with money. And for the guys watching, I mean, let's just say, not that I see the attraction to it, but I'm sure there's guys watching who are attracted to those ladies pretending to be robots. So that's another strong, human programming. Like how do they program mind control people? They use, by the way, I meant to put one here and I put it here, but it's close enough. They use money, they use food, they use drugs, and I'm sure they use attraction. So that's one of the other tracks. And I'm not saying like mind control like a zombie. I'm saying like marketing for insurance or potato chips, or as I said, a political candidate 20 years from now. And it's not like they have to be intentionally doing that. Just the fact that these people have laid this track down in their brain, it could be, summoned by whoever later. Anyone who's, smart enough, or not smart enough, crafty enough. Crafty doesn't sound quite, ruthless enough. Anyone who's ruthless enough to exploit that. So anyway, these pieces of white tape, they're double-sided tape, they're down there now. In order for them to really function like double-sided tape, we need to lift up. So basically, there's a clear layer. It's really not tape. It's more like glue. And the glue is trapped between this wax paper and this plastic. So we removed it from the wax and we placed one side down. And now we're going to remove the paper, and then it's going to be very sticky. Now, before I remove the paper, I can just show you there. Remove the plastic film on surface. I called it paper. They called it plastic film. I just want to know where we're going with this next so that we're ready while the stuff's sticky. Yeah, it's exactly what we thought. So we're going to remove the paper, and then we're going to drop that on like that. Probably there's going to be lights on the inside, and the lights are going to glow through that red stuff, and it's going to look cool, I guess. But for now, we just got to remove all this paper. And it was kind of good that we waited a second, because look at that. We need to wait longer. It picked the glue up. We don't want it to pick the glue up. We want to pick up just the paper. We want the glue to stay down there. All right, the glue is there. That's tricky. You want to get the paper but not the glue. All right. Seems to be working. I guess it's got enough adhesion. It's basically sticking more to the wood than to the paper, which is what we need. So the longer you wait, the more you'll be able to pick up the paper without picking up the glue. See, that one wasn't perfect. Now I have to figure out which side's glue that is. I think it's the top sides. So I got to roll that back out. It's actually an important piece of glue we don't want to lose. And I lost it. So I'm just going to cut another piece and put it there. That's too important. That's the tallest part on the whole thing. I can't not have adhesion there. I need it. We can't. We cannot. So we're just going to try to fix that. You can see the glue. It's on my finger. If at first you don't succeed, try again. All right, we're going to go from this side now. That one's good. Yeah. When they come up easy, they're good. When they come up with a fight, like this one, there's no tape there. I picked up the glue. Oh, there's the glue. It's on my finger. And again, it was an important one, the very last one. I got it back. I don't know if you can see it, but the glue is there now. Garbage being picked up. Wow. 15 minutes after midnight. Or is it a neighbor putting it out? I don't know if you can even hear it. It might just be a neighbor. I don't hear an engine of the garbage truck. I think neighbors putting out the garbage at 15 after midnight, which is kind of risky because they could already be picking it up. Wow, this glue is half of it's getting picked up with the paper. I'm not happy about that. It's supposed to stay where it's supposed to stay on the wood. This is failing. The glue is picking up with the paper. Okay. You can check the back of the paper. If it's not sticky, then the glue stayed down. I think if you score the paper first with a fingernail or something sharp, there'll be a better chance of it picking up without picking up the glue. Score means like scratch. If you scratch a tear into the paper before you start picking it up, there's a better chance it won't pick up the glue. Yeah. Yeah, that's, remember to do that. That's helpful. All right, 2 more to go. There were 10 of these. Maybe there were 11. I don't know. Yeah, if you grab the end, you might pick up the glue. But if you rip a tear in the middle, you're not going to pick up the glue. Well, I picked up some of the glue. All right, here's that one we did a second time. Let's try to get this up without picking up the glue. It's picking up the glue again. No, we got it this time. All right, good. Time to put the thing on, the red curtain, whatever they call it. You can kind of see the holes through there. I assume you're only going to see through the holes. I don't think anyone's going to be judging if it's straight in the back, but you should try to make it straight if you can. It doesn't say to like hold it down for 30 seconds, but I think that's not a bad idea. All right. Is that 30 seconds yet? All right. Let's see if it even did say anything. No, it didn't say anything like that. All right, now it says flip over assembly. So now we're going to attach this piece to this piece. But I think we're going to do it from this side so you can see what we did there. We added that red plastic, and now it's visible through there. It kind of looks like a suspension bridge. I don't know, a little bit. It's like, maybe it looks more like a circus tent, which is probably what it's supposed to be. All right, so this is supposed to line up with that. But as you can see, it doesn't. Did I grab the wrong piece? Oh, you have to have it upside down. Okay, so now it lines up. All right, so there's 2, 4, 6 holes in K10, and there's 2, 4, 6 slots through here. So remember these 6 pieces? They're called G14. And they go here, but according to the instructions, only the top 3 go here. Does that make any sense? Why would you only put the top 3? And then you put the bottom ones. Oh, the bottom ones go like a layer out. So it's like you put 3. All right, so you put 3 in, and then you put this on. And then you put 3 more in, and then you put this on. Like, I think that's what they want. Let's just study this. Okay. First things first. K10. It goes here. I think it's kind of a spacer. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's a spacer, but I don't know. It goes there. Whatever it is, it goes there. Now, let's start dropping in. You know what? They want more double-sided tape. They want it right there. You see that line there? They want some more double-sided tape there. And then they need 3 of these. So I'll put the double-sided tape in, put the 3 G14s in, and then take the double-sided tape off. All right, so because it needs time to stick. Otherwise, you lift up the paper and the glue comes off too. I can't even get this thing. Oh, I was working on the wrong side. I was like trying to remove it from the side that was wax paper. I might have covered the slot a little bit, which is bad. All right, so we got that on. Now we start putting on these little G14s. We put 3 of them on the top row. They go in quite easy. Wow, that's suspiciously easy. Makes me wonder if I'm doing something wrong. Alright, because that didn't give us a lot of time. Because I was thinking we need time to make this glue itself. But I think if we scratch the top, we should be able to get the paper off without taking the glue off. Yeah, that works. The reason it works is you're not getting the edge of the glue. You're picking up from the middle, so it's like glued on both sides. If you try to pick up from the edge, you might rip up the glue. Alright, so now G10 is going to slide on there. And is it going to touch the glue? Like, is that what we're going for here? Like, why did we put the double-sided glue there? No, it's not even going to reach that. I don't know why we did that. Anyway, they told us to, and we did it. So that's why. Alright, so we're just going to slide this on to the top row here. Alright, that's on. Now, on this bottom row, we're going to put more of these in. And you would think that we'd put them in like the long side first, but no, they want the short side in. But you can feel your way through and get it into the bottom. So I don't know why we didn't just put them in at the beginning. Like we could have. We could have just put all 6 in the beginning. I don't think anything would have happened different. By the way, this piece also gets taped up. It's going to go on like this. No. Is that how it's going to go on? I'm not sure of the angle. It has ink on this side, but the ink is just telling us to place tape there. And it's like there are 4 indicators for tape, but they only show 1 piece being added. So that's kind of weird. I think we got to put all 4 on regardless. But maybe 1 goes on this side and 3 go on that side. I'm not sure. Let's take a minute to look forward and see if we can tell what needs to be glued where. Yeah, I don't want to waste the tape. So they only show 1 piece being added, so we're only going to add 1 piece. What I don't know is what direction it goes on. Like this way. Okay, I think it only can go this way, so it goes like this. And if we need to add more tape here, we can. For now, we're just going to add tape here. Sorry, kind of off camera, but I'm adding the tape back there. Is that all the pieces? Just review here. Yeah, I guess that's all the pieces. All right. So we're just going to put this on, and then we're done with page 14. 148 pieces. That glue kind of lifted up a little bit, even though I scored it in the middle. All right, just a little bit. I think it got the job done. All right, so now we're just going to drop it on there. Am I doing it the right way? For some reason, I'm not confident on this piece, but looking at the instructions, I think I'm doing it right. Yeah, that looks good. And it should stick because of the tape. All right, that's the end of page 14. Tune in tomorrow when we do page 15. I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night, and see you tomorrow.